this Rascal GT Cruiser with a Go Power Sports Tillotson 212 and a Stage 1.5 kit. So this bike has a Tillotson 212 with a billet rod, the stock Tillotson flywheel, a Mod 2 cam, a VM22 carb, and a header pipe. And of course, the governor removed. So what would work better on this engine? The stock Hemi style head with its 20cc combustion chamber or roundabout and its 27 valves, or would a smaller head work better, or a smaller valved head work better with a smaller combustion chamber? So I picked up this head with the smallest valves I could find. So this head has 25 valves with a 14cc combustion chamber, and it has 5.5 valve stems. So this thing cost me around 22 bucks. So it's pretty much the cheapest head I could find. So I added some 22-pound springs so it would be the same as the Tillotson head that's on the bike now. Then I also picked up some shaft-mounted rockers to mount on here, because the Tillotson head on the bike is running shaft-mounted rockers just to make everything equal. So I'm gonna take this bike out for a speed run, or a 0 to 30 and top speed run, to see how it performs with the setup that's on it now. And then I'll come back and I'll swap out the Tillotson Hemi head for this small valved, small chambered standard head. And then I'll take the bike back out again and we'll see how the small valved head stacks up against the big valve head on this mildly built Tillotson 212. So this bike is totally highway geared, which is good because it won't be doing any wheelies or spinning tires or anything. Be totally consistent. So let me do a 0 to 30 real quick and get a baseline, set up this draggy. Okay, 0 to 30 with the Tillotson 212 and the stock head with the Stage 1.5 kit. Let me see what I did real quick. Did 0 to 30 and 6.15. So now let me get a top speed. So we did 59.70, so right at 60 miles an hour, and 6.15 from 0 to 30. So the perfect cruiser. I mean, I could just leave it just like it is and it'd be perfect for cruising around. But you know, you can't leave well enough alone. So let me swap that head out for that small valve head and we'll see what happens. So this should be a nice, easy swap. So with the small valves, we'll it run better at top end, or will it have a slower top speed? And this head is still shiny, brand new. Another thing about the standard head is the valve train is lighter because the push rods are shorter, and I think the rocker arms are smaller. So I'm not sure if that'll help it out, but we'll find out. Unbolt this header pipe, the old pit bike exhaust. Cool thing about these Tillotson heads is the rocker arm setup comes off with one bolt, so it's super easy. Oops. I have to use some different push rods in here. That was easy enough. Oh, and the gasket fell off. So you get the 14cc chambered head with the small valves, and then you got the Hemi head, the bigger valves. The cool thing about the Tillotson head, it has the automotive style retainers, keeper kit. And on this cheap head, you get the slide-ons. I mean, you could always swap out the valves on this. What's cool about this 14cc head is the dowel holes are already drilled out to the proper size, so it'll bolt right on without any drilling. So if you measure these valves, you have about a 27 on here, and the intake valve on the 14cc chamber head, you have a 25. So a 25 and then a 27 over here. Head gasket, and this head should bolt right on here because the dowel pins are already drilled out. Easy enough. Throw some oil on these head bolts here so I get a decent torque reading. Torque these down to 204 inch-pounds. Yeah, one thing about this head, like I said, the push rods are shorter, so the valve train will be a little bit lighter. I'll throw a little blue Loctite on these, just to make sure. So I think the Mod 2 cam called for the valve lash to be set at 3. Set these to about 3 thousandths on both sides. Cool thing about those shaft rockers is they fit under the stock valve cover with the same spark plug in here. The carbonator. Man, this swap is just too easy. So I ended up pulling the studs out of the other head. So another thing that I had to do before I threw the head on there was lap in those valves, because I looked down one of the ports and you could see light where the valve was sitting on the seat. So they definitely didn't seat the valves in very well from the factory, but I guess a $22 head, what do you expect? Easy fix. So anyway, let's see if this thing will fire up, and I'll see if I can beat, what was it, 59.70 and 6.15, 0 to 30. Pretty good. I don't know if it's anywhere as quick. We'll find out. Okay, 0 to 30, small valve, 14cc chamber head on the Tilly 212. We did a 6.26. So we're right in there. I mean, it's not quicker. It's about a tenth slower so far. Okay, so now let me go try the top speed, see if I can beat 59.70 or anywhere close. We'll see. So it's really close to the other head with the small valves so far. We'll see if it has a top speed though. Beat the top speed through the neighborhood. That's 60.17 so far. That's kind of surprising with the small valves. I figured it might be a little slower, but maybe not. Let's see what it does down here. So that was kind of a surprising outcome. So with the stock Tillotson head, we did 6.15 0 to 30 and 59.70 top speed. Then I added the 14cc chambered small valve head, and we did 6.26 0 to 30. So we lost about a tenth. And then we gained a little more than 4 miles per hour top speed, 63.99. So that was kind of a surprising result. I figured the small valves would have a little bit slower top speed and maybe be a little bit quicker, but I guess the compression makes up the difference. So I think it would run really good if I could throw a 14cc chamber on here with the 27-25 valves. Then I think it'd be probably quicker and faster, maybe.